What's happening, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So as you know, this is my boy over here. This is my 2025 M109R. I just have a tad over 500 miles on it. Broke it in, changed the oil, changed the gear oil. I have videos on all of that stuff. Put in the dual Baron XXX air filter system, did my own exhaust, had my ECU flashed, did my footboards, custom TPMS system, you name it, even the tank cover, and even the tricked out Cycles M109R swing arm cover. So most of those videos I'm going to put up so you guys can see. And today what I'm doing is this bad boy right here. This is the tricked out Cycles Flatz. These control running lights and turn signals. I installed one side already because I always map out, I do my research to make sure I have pretty much the best method or the easiest method for you guys to install, due to the fact that a lot of people out there, and I'm a huge enthusiast, motorcycle, cars, a lot of people out there, either they don't know how to do this stuff, they don't have the tools to do it, or they're scared to do this stuff by themselves, and then they pay people, which is good for the person who's doing the work, you know, more power to them. But I always show people you can actually do this stuff yourself and empower yourself. As I said, guys, I'm a huge enthusiast. This is my 2018 STI right here, fully built, 840 at the wheels at 38 pounds of boost, sequential transmission, the whole nine. And all the lighting work I did on this car. I'll put up a little picture so you could, or a little video so you guys can see that. But anyway, guys, to do this, what you're gonna need: a test light. Well, I'm gonna be showing you the wire, so most likely you're not gonna need a test light, but I don't know if the wire colors change from time to time, but it's good to always have a test light anyway. So you need a test light, you need a Phillips head screwdriver, and in the box, what they give you is butt connectors. I'm using heat shrink for a more permanent and solid connection. Butt connectors are good, you know what I mean? Unless these are the butt connectors that freaking melt when you heat them up. You know what I mean? I prefer a more permanent style method. You're gonna need some wire cutters. I use also zip ties to secure some of the wire in there, but this is actually pretty easy. At first I thought I would have to take off the entire fairing and all of that stuff. Then I was like, wait. So right now, all you're gonna need to take off is one screw that is to the bottom right here. It's a Phillips head screw under here where your front turn signal is. It's a Phillips head screw under there. And I don't know who the hell tightened this. I don't know if a freaking robot tightened this, but this thing was freaking hard to get off. And I'm talking about, I was using a big Phillips head screwdriver so I can apply more torque to it, and it was pretty freaking hard to get out, but I got it out. Okay, and then once we get that off, okay, what we can do is there's one more Phillips head screw under this housing, and that can help you take off this screen right here, and you could take off the bulb where you can test the wires. All right, guys, so I didn't time lapse that because I was like, all right, I could take it off pretty easily. This freaking Phillips head was worse. Look at this, look at the head. I thought I almost rounded it. I actually had to take my freaking channel lock and put it to the bottom of the freaking, the screwdriver in order to get this off. And when it turned, I thought I rounded the head, but it actually turned. It was a lot of force to get this off. And the reason why they put that here, this screw goes in here and holds down the light fixture inside this housing right here. Okay, so be careful when you're taking this off. Make sure you stay as straight as possible, meaning in line with how the screw is. You know what I'm saying? So if the screw is tilted this way, make sure you have that screwdriver tilted the same way. You don't want to round this head, and it's a pretty decent sized head, so don't use a thin one, okay, and mess up the head of the screw when you're doing this. So now once you're finished, there's one more Phillips head right under here. Unscrew this, and once you unscrew this, you could turn the lens, and the lens is plastic, guys, so don't worry. And by the way, that previous screw that we took off, we don't have to use that again. Okay, just turn this counterclockwise, boop, and it pops out. Real simple. Now you can also take off the bulb. Remember, this is a two filament bulb. This acts as a running light and a turn signal. So now what you're gonna see is, what you're gonna see is 3 wires in here. Okay, 3 wires. There's a black and white, okay, and a green. All right, so black and white, and a green. Now guys, inside of the housing there are 2 small Phillips head screws holding this piece down. Now a good way to figure this out, right, which is which, if you notice, there's 2 wires running to where the bulb plugs in, and the 2 wires, by process elimination, there's black and the green. Solid black, solid green. So one of them has to be the turn signal, one of them has to be the running light. And this one here that's bolted to the actual housing itself, this, by process of elimination, has to be the ground. But for your sake, let's test this real quick. So now what I would tell you is, now you have your tester, but what I would tell you to do to be safe, okay, see, this portion is grounded here to this plate, so I know this is the ground. Okay, so now what you want to do is cut the ground. See, and as I said, my negative terminal is disconnected, so you cut the ground right here. Okay, cut the ground, and now once the ground is cut, you can also now cut 1 wire at a time over here. 1, 2. Okay, so now this plate is out of our hands. So now what you can also do is, inside here there's this there's like a clip. Okay, slide that up. It looks like a fork when you slide it up. So now what that's gonna do is it's gonna release this entire piece over here, so you can pull this whole thing out, so you can have all this wire, if you get what I'm saying. Just hold on a second, let me see. A 15mm wrench can fit here really nice, and you could start turning it like so. Then you could take something and push this bad boy in. You can take like a screwdriver, and there's a rubber, like a thick molded rubber in there to prevent any water and stuff from getting in there. Stuff that into there, and then pull. Come on, let's go. Almost there. There we go. So now here we are. So now most likely you're not going to need all of that wire on the piece that Tricked Out Cycles gave you, if you get what I'm saying. Most likely you might not need all of that wire, you know what I mean, because you could just cut off a couple inches of it, because now we have all of this, you know what I mean. Now we got the 3 wires. So what you want to do is reconnect the ground wire. Okay, reconnect your ground wire, and once you reconnect your ground wire on your battery, just peel off some wire right here with your wire stripper. It's 1, 2, and 3. Now remember, try to keep these wires as separate as you can. Now, let me see, is it here? Yes. Just want to focus on there. So now, let's see. Mine is connected. Let's see. Turn on accessory. Okay, let's see which one is the running light. Oh, it's this one right here. So the green, watch it light up. Watch the tester light up. See it? The green is the running light. Okay, now if you ever get lost and want to figure out which one is the ground, take your test light, connect it the other end on the positive terminal of the battery, and touch each wire, and if it lights up, that one is the ground. So now let's test out the turn signal. I'm going to touch this black one, and there it goes. See, it's blinking. So there we have it. Oh guys, the reason why the signal was hyper blinking, if like, you know, I mean, if you noticed that, was because I'm actually testing out a flasher relay from a really awesome company I found called Custom LED. Definitely check out those guys. They're in Jersey. So if you're ever installing like aftermarket LED lights, like for instance when I did the Fender Eliminator kit, I actually did a whole blog at the end, close to the end of the video, on custom LED stuff. They have freaking awesome flasher relays. Matter of fact, this guy probably made the first flasher relay back in 2000 on his own R6, Yamaha R6. So this guy, he's an engineer, super knowledgeable guy. Freaking super knowledgeable, like genius level. Okay, so definitely check out Custom LED. All right guys, so now I trimmed off about a couple inches, and now I'm about to shave off some with my wire stripper. Then this piece of heat shrink right here, I can make this into 3 pieces, which will work perfectly with the 3 wires. The cool thing about this heat shrink, and I'm going to drop it in the description, is that when you heat it up inside, there is a sticky layer that melts, and what happens is it ends up coating the outside or the ends of where you make the connection, so water and moisture cannot penetrate in there. It's super freaking awesome. So let me time lapse it and I'll show you real quick. So as we said, green is the running light, black is the turn signal, and black with the white stripe is the ground. All right guys, so while the heat shrink, I just finished it, so let it cool for a second. Now I just tucked it over there and we're gonna test it out, because you don't want to freaking stick it on there and you have a bad connection or some or the other. So let's turn the ignition on. Boom. So we have a nice white light. That's a freaking fantastic sign. Turn signal real quick. Oh man, gotta love it. Freaking fantastic. So it works. So now all you need to do, take a piece of paper towel, some rubbing alcohol, okay, clean down the surface right here, peel off the 3M backing and stick that bad boy on. Just make sure you're super OCD when you stick it, meaning let it match the other side. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right guys, we're pretty much finished. No more elephant ears. Look how slick that looks to the front. Look at that front view. You know what I'm saying? Super sleek. Now guys, what I would tell you, make sure you're doing this in at least 60 degrees and above so it can stick properly. Make sure you wipe down the mounting surface. If you have adhesion promoter, it's a good thing to use it. If you don't, here's a trick. Even if you're in a colder climate, make sure if you have a heat gun, or if you don't, use a hair dryer or something like that. And what you want to do is, as you're holding the hair dryer with one hand, do not go too close to it, because you're going to damage the LEDs and this plastic piece. Stay at least a minimum of, I would say, 6 inches. Let that hot air blow on it, and what'll happen is it'll start making that 3M super tacky. That's what you want. This surface is gonna get hot, and it's gonna make the 3M get tacky, as well as that hot air is gonna make the 3M get tacky in itself. You understand what I'm saying? This edge over here, this bottom piece, did not want to stick. This top end looks like it was sticking, but the bottom end had not a big gap, a very small gap, but you could see it. So that's what I did. The heat gun made that 3M so tacky, all I had to do after that was just press it. I held it there for about 10 seconds and boom, it stuck perfect. And then I did the same thing in the back. If you're doing that with a heat gun or a hair dryer, okay, and while you're massaging this, while the 3M is getting tacky and your fingers start burning, you'll know how close is too close, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, guys, I will be back a little bit later. I'm about to go grab something to eat real quick. I'll be back in an hour when the sun starts to go down, and let's see how this looks when it's getting dark. So I'll actually get a better video and picture at dusk, so that golden hour, so to speak. But I'll talk to you in a sec. Take it easy. All right, guys, quick cut scene. Speaking about flasher relays. So what we're gonna do, we are going to pop that clip real quick, because we're gonna take off the fairing on this side of the bike. Have your H4 or 4mm hex. Take this off, and then we can pull the rest of the fairing off. Just don't forget this black pop clip, okay? You don't want to break it. This piece of fairing here, you pull down and then out, okay? And then the rest of them just pulls out. You get what I'm saying? The rest of them just pulls out. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now you don't have to disengage the cables or anything like that. Just wanted to show you this real quick. Now, for those of you who don't know where your flasher relay is, as soon as you take the fairing off, see this bracket right here? If you want, okay, you could take that same H4, that hex, that 4mm hex, undo this bolt right here, undo this 10mm bolt right here, and undo this 10mm bolt right here where the battery is. And what that is going to do is that is going to drop this bracket, and this, guys, ta-da, this is your ECU right here. So once you drop this bolt and this one and this one, this entire thing will swing out. Now, you don't need to do that with the flasher relay. You could, but you don't need to. It all depends on how tight this thing is. Now right here, there's a tab. You just slightly pull it forward and you should be able to pry that relay out. That's the original relay, okay? Because remember, we're having a hyper blink or a hyper flash. Let me see if I can get this out real quick. There we go. Here we go. And this is it right here. This is the FE249JR. This is an original Suzuki relay. See DOT on it, Department of Transportation. That means pretty much it coincides with flashing at a certain cadence, if you get what I'm saying. Now guys, here is a gem I stumbled across. So my car page is big on Instagram, and I'm looking around, and now you know your phones listen to pretty much everything you talk about. And I saw this website just come across my Instagram about custom LED. This is the ELFR-1-U, and it's a 7-pin flasher relay for Suzuki's. So I'm like, you know, what's the deal with this thing? And I end up calling the number. This was pretty much on a Saturday, and the owner picked up. And the owner is probably like, you know, one of the smarter guys I've spoken to in a long time. And when you call, he's pretty much the owner, operator. He handles every build that gets sent out personally. You know what I'm saying? So, and guess what? this guy, I found out that he was probably one of the originator of the flasher relay back in the year 2000. I think he had a 99R6, and he, you know, I mean, he had a custom setup in the back, I guess, the way like the turn signals and the stop signals were, you know, I mean, they were kind of small, so he was worried about getting rear-ended, and he ended up creating his 100+ LED switchboard. And now at this time he's working as a freaking engineer. Then he comes home and builds this thing, and before you know it, he's taking custom orders, making circuit boards and relays and all of this stuff. And then in 2003, I think, it turned into a freaking huge success up until now. You need to check out this guy's website. I'm going to put something up on the side so at least you can see it for yourself. And the cool thing about this is when you go to, let's say, you know, when you put in your, like, say for instance, type in the search bar M109R and the ELFR1-U comes up, you can actually go on there, and as you could see, and you could check compatibility, and you could see if this relay works for your make and model of your bike. Or you can just call him, email him, message him on Instagram, whatever the case might be. And the cool thing about this guy is not only does he make a freaking fantastic product, it's a year warranty. You know what I mean? Because the crazy part is I actually picked up one from Amazon to show you guys, but the blink rate was super slow. It worked, but the blink rate is super slow. Now, we can live with a slow blink rate, but here's the kicker. The guy, he educated me on a couple things, and this is why, you know what I mean, sometimes what you don't know, a lot of people say what you don't know won't hurt you, but what you don't know will definitely hurt you, and it can hurt your freaking investment. You know what I'm saying? Look at this thing. Freaking wild setup I got going on. So I definitely don't, the amount of work I put into this bike, I definitely don't want to have anything break or suffer prematurely. And the cool thing about this is he actually educated me on a couple things. Not only does this relay control, obviously, your turn signals, obviously, from incandescent to LED, and blink rates and stuff like that. And by the way, this actually flashes at the DOT cadence, which is actually pretty cool, and I'll show you in a second. But also, not only that, but this 7-pin relay can also control other things. For instance, your fuel pump, okay? It can possibly control like your side stand switch. There's a lot of things. So you want to make sure you have a freaking good relay that talks where the pins and the signals are talking to each other. Because if you have a shitty, cheap $10 relay, okay, who knows what can happen if something malfunctions. You could be freaking stuck on the side of the goddamn road. You want to, all because, you know what I'm saying, for $10. This thing costs about $27 or $28. I paid UPS shipping, and guess what? I spoke to him yesterday, got this next day for me, okay? And listen, honestly, I'm always willing to invest in a good product. There's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? And John, thank you so much for talking to me. We spoke for about a good 20 minutes, so I definitely wanted to talk about your product and tell people, like, you know what I mean, they're missing out on a lot of cool stuff. Definitely check out his website, guys. I'm going to link him in the description. I'm going to put his phone number. You can call him and he'll pick up. You know what I'm saying? Unless he's super busy, or you call him really late or outside of his business hours. I called yesterday on a freaking whim. The guy picked up and we spoke. You know what I'm saying? So let me plug this in real quick and you'll see how it works. All right, so now we can see the relay, the pins from here. So the 4 is on the top, 3 is on the bottom. Let's put this bad boy in real quick. Sorry guys, my hands are freaking just ridiculously huge. So yeah, it'll probably, let's see. it'll probably suit you guys good if you have big hands to, oh, there we go. Just put a finger underneath it and press, because you want to at least, you don't want to overbend the plastic, you know what I'm saying? So at least put a finger, or remove this bracket and you'll have even more room to work. All right guys, moment of truth. Put it on accessory. I'm turning on the left turn signal. Perfect. Literally OEM blink rate, exactly from the factory. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Look at this thing. But this is awesome. OEM blink rate. Let's try the right side. So there you have it. John, once again, thank you so much. And back to the next scene. All right, guys, the sun is going down. Look how beautiful and sleek these look.